Hey YouTube, Mark here. I'm doing a little project today on the smoker, and I am smoking garlic. Not to use in just a typical recipe. I'm smoking garlic to make garlic powder, but I want the smoke flavor in the garlic powder, so I'm making my own. So this is what I got going on. So what I got here, I've got 10 whole heads of garlic, all peeled and crushed. This is just window screening, just so the little pieces don't fall through when I get it in the smoker. Now I'll probably have it in the smoker for probably about 2 hours. Now if you don't want that much smoke flavor in it, don't put it in for 2 hours. I'm just starting out with it. I don't know what I'm going to like. I don't know how it's going to taste. I'm going to start with 2 hours. I'll adjust my times from there. But for now, I need to get it in the smoker. Okay, it's it's early January, so it's pretty cold here in Wisconsin. I think temperatures are in the teens right now, so I do have a jacket on. Yeah, I'm born and bred Wisconsin, so a little hoodie is all I really need. But it is still cold out here today. Let me show you what I got going on in the smoker here. So as you can see, I got my garlic on the window screen. I got 2 layers of them. Now try to keep the garlic in one layer. You don't want them all piled up on top of each other. I want this done in a cold smoke method, meaning I don't want the temperature to go over probably 140 max. I'm trying to keep it actually around 100 degrees. I don't want it any hotter than that. I'm going to smoke the garlic for about 2 hours, like I said, and then I'm going to actually put it in the oven for maybe another 2 hours, maybe 3, because some of those cloves are pretty big. But finish it off in the oven just to dry it out. Once they're dry, I'll put them in a blender, give them a spin, and hopefully I should have smoked garlic powder at the end of this. All right, let's get going. Okay, I got my timer set at 120 for my temperature. So I got it set at 120 just for the sake of, you know, I know it's going to go over every so often, but like I said, 140 is the absolute max I want to do. So 120, the alarm goes off, I can come out and I can adjust stuff. Okay, that's where I'm at. I'm sure I will be seeing smoke here in just a couple of minutes. I tell you, it's been quite a chore trying to keep the temperature down. I mean, I'm keeping the flames like as small as I can get them, and it still peaks up over 120, 130. And then every once in a while, the good breeze blows through, and even as concealed as all that is down there, the wind still gets underneath, and it blows up the ashes and ignites the wood. I've actually had flame ups trying to keep it really low. So right now I'm sitting right at 100 degrees, and I'm hoping to keep it there now. Okay, I was just outside not too long ago. It's so windy out there. I wish I could record more out there. But my temperatures are finally holding steady. I'm at around 113, so I'm right on the threshold of, you know, how high I want to go. And in case you're wondering, there's a weird definition of cold smoke. Some people define it as being under 100 degrees, and other people define it as being below 120. Usually it's 90 to 120, something like that. That's kind of the definition I'm going by. So as long as we can keep it under that 120, that should be good. So in case you're wondering why I'm using smokestack to do the cold smoke instead of hot point, hot point's been sitting outside all winter long, and we've had rain the last couple of days, and today it is below freezing. So the door is actually frozen shut. I couldn't get it open. So yeah, that's the reason I'm using smokestack, is because he was actually tucked away in the garage. He's never gotten wet or anything like that, so I was actually able to open him up. Okay, as I said, I was having some problems keeping my temperature down, and I'm just kind of tired of fighting with it. So I actually turned the gas off. I opened up the door to see if there was anything I could do, and the gas flame was so low, and yet my temperature was too high. I was at 125. It was like, come on, there's got to be a reason why, I'm not getting down far enough. So finally I said, screw it. I turned the gas off. So right now, the embers that are just smoldering in the pan in the bottom, that's the only thing that's going to keep my my smoker warm now. I'm not going to have a fire in there anymore. So yeah, right now it's sitting at 117, so it's dropped a couple of degrees, and I actually expect it to hold the temperature. Probably, I doubt if it will actually fall below 100 degrees by the time the smoking's done in the next hour. Let's take a peek and see what's going on. Lots of good smoke. A little paler than I would like. Okay, so everything's been going pretty good. After I cut off the gas, I've really had no problems with temperature at all. I'm really impressed with that. Basically, it's just the smoldering pan down there. I have had to add some wood chips a couple of times, but as you can see, it's still smoking really well. My temperature is actually doing really well. It did fall below 100. That's fine. I don't really care. I can live with that. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it in there just a little bit longer and try to get a little more color on the garlic. But as you can tell, I got plenty of smoke in there. So, okay, gotta get inside and get warm. It's like 13 degrees out here. Okay, got my garlic pulled inside. Very light smoke on it. But now it's time to put it in the oven and dry it out. The drying process, I'm going to do it at, well, as low as my oven will go, and I think that's around 150, 170, something like that. So I'm going to just put these in the oven, again, still on the mats, and then just let it dry, put it in the blender, make powder. Okay, so the garlic is inside the oven now. I just got the oven door propped open with this little wooden ball. Now, I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take to dry out. A lot of things I've been seeing online say 2 hours to dry it out. So we'll see what happens. But it's got a nice smoky scent here in the kitchen now, so I think I'm happy with the amount of smoke that it took. Okay, well, it's not working out exactly as I was hoping. It's been 3 hours that it's been in the oven now, just drying out, and it does smell wonderful. It's got a great smoke flavor, or aroma. It's got a good garlic aroma, but the pieces just aren't drying out the way I was hoping. I mean, some of the smaller pieces have, but a lot of the bigger pieces are still quite moist. So I've gone through all of it. I've sliced it up nice and thin and just put it a nice layer of garlic slices, basically, on the screen. Yeah, that's the word. Here, I'll show you what I did. Okay, so you can see I kind of cut it up to help it dry out better. And then I've also boosted the heat just a little bit. It was getting up to about, I think it was around 170. I boosted it to basically the next setting, which would be about 190. And it seems to have picked up a little bit since I did that, so I'm going to just leave it the way it is. I'll give it another couple of hours. I'll check on it and see what's going on. Okay, you might be able to hear it, but Tim's working on a knife over there. He's got a Dremel, so you might hear a little high-pitched whine, and that's all that is. Okay, so the garlic is out of the oven. It dried up pretty good. I'm happy with it. I stuck it in my blender here, just turned it on, and blended it for as long as I needed to. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sift it, get out the finer powder stuff. If there's any larger chunks, I'll put it back in the blender, give it another whirl, and try to get as much finer powder as I can. Okay, that's it. That's my product, the smoked garlic powder. Not too bad. I really can't wait to try this in some barbecue sauce and a rub or something like that. I think it's going to be really good. It'll add a lot of smoke flavor to my cooking at Ribfest. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using it. Well, this is Mark saying thanks for watching, and I will see you on the road.